Committee that will be considering Judge Coney Barrett's nomination. And so he hopes that he will be back in time to question her in person, but if not, he'll have to do it remotely. Late this afternoon, the Senate's leader, Mitch McConnell, said that there will be no change to the Senate schedule. The Senate will be in session next week. Lindsey Graham, who chairs the Senate Judiciary Committee, says that the hearing is going ahead as planned. But I'll tell you, Nora, it was striking this week to see dozens of Republican senators meeting in these one-on-one settings with Judge Coney Barrett, sometimes 6 feet apart, sometimes not, never wearing masks. Now, it was reported earlier today that Coney Barrett actually had coronavirus earlier this summer and recovered, so that may mean that she's unlikely to contract it again. But certainly we were in hearings this week, in interviews, in those one-on-one meetings again and again, where lawmakers were not wearing masks. And so it's really an open question up here whether everyone who's supposed to be involved in that confirmation process is going to be healthy enough to participate.
Right. What we've learned in covering this pandemic is that one way to stop the spread, it's not just testing. It is what the South Koreans call triple T: testing, tracing, and treatment, contact tracing. So that if you find out if someone tests positive, you got to find out everybody around them, and they have to isolate so that they don't continue to spread it. Is your understanding, is anyone been contacted that's been in touch with Senator Mike Lee? Are there other senators, lawmakers, staff that are quarantining? Have they done the contact tracing?
Nora, there has been no established contact tracing program here on Capitol Hill. The Office of the Capitol Physician simply doesn't have the resources to make that happen. It's usually sort of an honor system. You would expect that Senator Lee and his staffers would then reach out to people who have been in close proximity over the past few days to let them know. But no, there is no formalized contact tracing system. And Senator Chuck Schumer, the lead Democrat in the Senate, argued today that Congress really does need to establish one if it wants to be able to come and go safely. Whether that's actually going to happen remains to be seen. There's been this very laid-back approach to the whole coronavirus situation here on Capitol Hill from the beginning. Not a lot of tests available, certainly not a lot of social distancing in some of these settings that we are in, but it's never too late to put some new procedures into place. So we'll see if that happens.
I think that is fair to call an embarrassing failure of the United States government on what is a basic public health protocol that is well known, not just for the coronavirus, but for every other infectious disease that this country has faced before. In some cases, there's mandatory reporting for certain diseases in this country, like HIV, so that you can do contact tracing. I mean, this is just an utter failure, an utter failure.
And it's interesting, Nora, because a lot of aides, congressional aides, have been saying that from the beginning, and they have really been making some noise about the fact that they don't feel safe enough when they are here. But it is really congressional leaders who have balked at putting additional measures, especially the testing, into place, because they felt that it would send the wrong message to the public if they were able to have access to rapid tests, for example, when so many people in the American public can't get access to it. So they've actually rejected those tests when they were offered to them by the White House. So it'll be interesting to see after this scare whether they change their minds.
Remarkable indeed, and what this will do to the proper functioning of different parts of our United States government. Just 30 days to go before an election day. I want to bring in Ed O'Keefe, who covers the Biden campaign, and we've seen Vice President Joe Biden, who is 77 years old. He's older than President Trump, who is in better physical shape, but is older, has been remarkably careful. Is why he's been mocked for campaigning in his basement, but he was on the road in Grand Rapids, Michigan today. What was the message he had?
Unity.